Welcome back to Normal Baseball. We are gearing up for a fun week of games in MLB. We're going to be asking some questions about some on-pace stats for some players, and we're going to be talking about baseball's new rules and how they are almost halfway through the season. Welcome back to Normal Baseball. I'm Alex Normal Dog. That's Lewis, and we're back. It was a kind of slow Monday. There were only 6 games that happened, so I'm not going to say I really expected much to go on. Mm-hmm. The Mets blew another game, and the Queens in Flushing. So what else is new there? That Reds-Orioles series, first game was 13 runs. So what'd you say? You wanted 50 in 3 games?
I think I said 100 in 3 games.
Well, that's just not possible. But it was a fun game. But first, what I want to talk about is the White Sox and the Angels.
Yeah.
All right? We're going to talk about the White Sox and the Angels and kind of put it into some on-pace stats for some different players. The White Sox and the Angels played last night, and it was kind of a pitcher's duel. Reed Detmers and Dylan Cease kind of battled it out in this game. The only runs up until the 9th inning were a Luis Robert home run. He has been going crazy this season, actually. He's got 22 homers, which I feel like is he's been one of the more underrated players in baseball this season. Mm-hmm. And a solo home run from none other than Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is currently at 26 home runs, and he doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. The Angels went on to win the game on a walk-off wild pitch. That's the second time that they've walked off on a wild pitch this season, which is bizarre because there was runners on second and third in the bottom of the 9th, and they kept showing the replay. Yeah. And of the first time it happened in Texas against Texas, and then it happened again. Angels won 2-1. But that's not what I want to talk about in this game. I want to talk about Shohei Ohtani's solo home run. Mm-hmm. So Shohei Ohtani homered, like I said, it's his 26th home run of the season in the Angels' 80th game of the season. He leads the majors. So what I want to talk about is, do you think he has a chance to break Aaron Judge's home run record of 62? Do you want me to tell you what he's on pace for?
Please do.
So, currently, through 80 games, he has 26 home runs. He is currently on pace for 53 home runs, or 52.65. So, 53. He'd have to get really, really hot again, like last week when he had 8 home runs, or 2 weeks ago, rather, when he had 8 home runs in the entire week. He'd have to do that maybe a couple more times.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So I think that it's more than possible that Ohtani does hit that projected number of 53, essentially. I don't know about breaking the Judge record, especially because he didn't come out of the gate swinging type of deal. He definitely took some time to heat up, and obviously we saw the climax of that in Texas when he literally had 6 home runs in a week, which was amazing for me because I took him in the homer draft that week. I think that the projected number seems about right. Honestly, I would not be surprised if maybe he'd have to 55, 56 even, with a couple of 2-homer games thrown in there. But breaking Aaron Judge's record seems a little bit far out.
All right, well, I'll give you this. I guess it's not going to load. I was going to try to pull up how many homers Judge had through 80 games last season, or the Yankees' first 80 games last season. I honestly thought it was a lot closer than it actually was. This was the first time I looked at his on-pace number because I honestly thought it would be close to 60. But now that I'm seeing it's 53, he'd have to get really, really hot multiple times in the season. So I'm going to go with no, especially because, 62 was a record that we hadn't seen anyone get that high in 61 years, in the American League, that is.
Yeah.
So it happening in back-to-back seasons is just so, it just seems not real, not possible.
So just to tell you, Aaron Judge in his first 80 games of last season had 30 homers.
But in the team's first 80 games, he had 29 homers.
Yes, he did sit out.
So Ohtani's 3 games behind, or 3 homers behind his pace.
Right.
So I don't know. It seems possible. But I'm gonna go with no.
Feed me a 3-homer game, Shohei.
So are you going to say it's possible? So
I'm
you're saying it is possible, right?
I'm going to say it's possible for him to... Okay, over-under 0.5, like MLB graphics, whatever, like ESPN, whatever graphics of Shohei Ohtani being on pace for 62 homers at some point this season. Like, will we get a post or something that says Shohei Ohtani is on pace for 62 homers?
Probably at some point. He'll have like a 3-homer game in the next week, or like tomorrow or something. Today even. He'll have like a 3-homer game, and what would his projection be? Well, I guess that would be 29 in 81 games played, so he would be on pace 61? For 61. Right. Yeah. No. What? No. He'd be on 59? Pace for 58.
Yeah, 58, 59.
I don't know. I actually don't think it's possible at all. Like, I don't even... The idea was entertained to me, which is why I wanted to bring it up. And I was immediately like, yeah, absolutely not. That is just absolutely not going to happen in back-to-back seasons. He is having a great year. And I do think he'll win AL MVP, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, you know who took him to win AL MVP? Me.
You. Which is fair. Yeah. I don't really remember who I took. I might have. Do I know? No, I have no idea.
Fair enough. Yeah, the AL MVP race seems a little bit closed off. If your name is not Shohei Ohtani, it doesn't feel like you're going to win it. I do think the one thing I do want to see from Shohei, especially since he's having this just spectacular, one-of-a-kind season once again, 5.5 WAR before the All-Star break already, B WAR that is. I want to see him play a little bit of the outfield. We haven't seen it since 2021, where he last won AL MVP, and I'm really hoping that we can get him to go back into the outfield, because Shohei Ohtani, if you watch, he has the arm to do it. You know that he has the arm to play the outfield, and he also has the sprint speed to play whatever outfield position they need him to. Like, you know how electric it would be to have Taylor Ward, or let's just do Hunter Renfroe, Mike Trout, and then Shohei Ohtani in right field? Feed it to me. Please. Feed it. I will personally pay Shohei Ohtani's contract to stay with the Angels if they can do that for me.
I don't think he is.
Give me 30 games in the outfield in the second half.
Not happening. I'm just letting you know he's going to be a DH for the rest of his career. Until he stops pitching. Or hit. I don't think he's going to do both forever. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, well, yeah. There's definitely a conversation to be had of how much longer can Shohei Ohtani do both. I think with his work ethic and how intent Shohei Ohtani is on being the best at both pitching and hitting, him as a person, it seems like there is no end in sight. But it might be something that's out of everybody's control. If his shoulder gets too worn from pitching all these innings, of course. Or what if his bat speed slows down and he wants to transition up being only a pitcher? Shohei Ohtani essentially has the best problem to have in baseball of he doesn't know what he wants to do going forward in his baseball career, whereas other guys don't know what they want to do going forward in the rest of their life after baseball. It's an interesting dilemma, and I'm looking forward to seeing whatever team he signs to this offseason, if he does not re-sign with the Angels, what they want to do with him. Could a team that needs a fourth outfielder because one of their outfielders is like needs rest once a week guy, could they try to ask Ohtani play the outfield once a week? Or what if they don't need a fifth starter? They have a good rotation. Maybe ask Ohtani to come out of the bullpen some games when he's DHing. There's so many options, and it's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean,
I look forward to
it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he can do, especially because he has an arm. I know he has a good arm. We all know he has a good arm. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
There's only one way to find out.
That's true. You're wrong. I mean, you're right.
I'm wrong.
I said you're right. Corrected myself.
Whoa. All right, well, how much Shohei Ohtani talk could we possibly have,
I mean, I will gladly talk all about how Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball right now.
Do you want to?
I find it interesting.
I think that What are you doing? What
Sorry,
are you doing?
sorry.
What are you
I clicked
doing?
on a Shohei Ohtani.
I think Esteury Ruiz is a lot better. Because he is who I want to talk about next.
Okay.
Esteury Ruiz currently has 39 stolen bases. 39. That's a lot of stolen bases, no?
That is a hefty amount.
He is on pace for 79 stolen bases. Keep in mind, the league leader in stolen bases last season had 41. Mm-hmm. He's at 39 right now, and it's still June.
Yeah.
So he's on pace for a very big number of stolen bases. No one has had 79 or more stolen bases since 1988 when Ricky Henderson had 93. Do I think he's going to get to 93? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But 79 is crazy numbers, especially for a rookie. Esteury Ruiz, this is his first season in the big leagues, and he's stealing bases like it's no one's business.
Hey, man, when you have the wheels that Esteury Ruiz has, it is something else. It is a spectacular show. I think one of my favorite parts of this year's off-season coming up, obviously far away, but it is approaching quicker than we might think, is going to be watching the compilation videos of Esteury Ruiz stealing second base. Because it feels like there's no chance. I wish he came up a year earlier and we got to see him steal against Yadier Molina. Because I think that Esteury Ruiz could bat 1,000 in terms of stealing bases against Yadier Molina, who I think consensus best defensive catcher in recent memory.
In recent memory, definitely. I was actually gonna say that I would pay to see him try to steal a base off Yadier Molina.
Yeah,
because that would be a crazy match. Who would?
I would travel to Oakland to see that. I really would. I wish we could have seen it. Obviously, he's having an amazing year, and not to overshadow Esteury Ruiz, but I do want to point out Ronald Acuna Jr. has 35 stolen bases. They're right next to each other, you know, and I think Ronald has a much better shot of having a MVP caliber season as compared to Esteury Ruiz. But we do have to give the 39 stolen baseman himself a good amount of flowers because it's not easy to steal bases.
Oh yeah, no,
but he makes it look very easy.
It's not easy, especially in today's game when stolen bases numbers have gone down. It's not a coincidence, which is what I want to kind of lead into our next topic about the new rules in baseball. Stolen base numbers have been down recently, so it's not a surprise for anyone. And this season we know that they made some rule changes to hopefully increase the amount of stolen bases in baseball. Mm-hmm. They, just as a refresher, we're halfway through the season, so if you don't know these rules, what are you doing? But just as a refresher, they made the bases 3 inches bigger, which helps a lot for injuries, and obviously the bases are bigger, which means, they have more room to touch the base before they get tagged. And you can only pick off twice. And on the third time, if you don't successfully pick the runner off, it's a balk, and they get the base. So they're really promoting stealing and more movement and chaos in the game. Not to mention the pitch clock, I think, also helps with stealing because the pitcher has less time to think about that runner.
Yeah.
So that runner has more time to, get on his horse.
Play with his food, yeah.
But yeah. So this season, the stolen base percentage is at 79.7%, which is, I believe, the success rate. Or, no, it's just stolen bases in general. Just how many players, I guess, steal. And last season it was at 75.4, so that didn't change much. But the stolen base, number per team is per team is at 0.72. Which is how many steals a team would get per game through all the teams, all the games. Last season, it was at 0.51. So it's gone up significantly.
Wow. Yeah.
Stolen base attempts are per game are at .91 right now. Last season, they were at .68. So, a lot more stolen bases this season.
Almost a steal a game.
And I think that those rules for the base running are working wonderfully. Not to mention the amount of balks per game hasn't really gone up too much, just in case anyone was wondering. But in previous years, granted we are only halfway through the season, I just think this is a funny number. It is at .05 balks per game. Now that might sound low, but previous years, I'm going to read them off. This is starting from 2022. .03, .03, .04, .03, .03, .03. On this list that I'm looking at since 1998, it's never been .05 or higher. They're balking.
They're balking.
They are balking and they are shook.
And you know what that probably is from? It's probably from the pitch clock.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Pitchers thinking that they're set, but they're trying to move quickly, and they are indeed balking. And when you're balking, you're not
talking.
You're not talking.
Actually, they are talking.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Stanek made sure that everyone knew that he was talking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, you want to get to a couple other of the rule changes, kind of updates?
Yes, please do.
So, we know they're trying to speed up the game. What do you think the average time for a game this season is?
2 hours and 25 minutes.
Little low. It's 2 hours, 37 minutes.
Oh, damn.
But compared to last year's 3 hours and 3 minutes, that's incredible.
Yeah.
The average time of a game has not been that low, again, since either before 1998. Way before. This list I'm looking at only goes to 1998. But it's never even been close to 2 hours, 37 minutes. It's great. It's great for the game. Not to mention, I saw something yesterday, let me pull it up really quick, about MLB's attendance.
Oh.
MLB's attendance is up 7.8% over last year.
Yeah.
So, obviously, some of the surprise teams that have done good, like the Reds, last weekend drawing 40,000 a game because they've been playing good.
Hey, they sold out the show, baby.
That helps, but I think these rule changes are a big reason as to why people are going to more games. Mm-hmm. Because you're going there for 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours if there's extra innings. As to last year, you're there for 3 hours minimum. And then if there's extras, it could go up to like 5 hours. And some of the longer games could go up to 5 hours, even in a 9-inning game. And this year, that's just not a thing.
Which is great.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. It makes going to the ballpark for anyone a much easier task, a much more doable task, and you're not throwing away your whole day. You know that, oh, hey, there's a 1 o'clock game going on. Oh, but we got to drive there and everything. But at least you know the game will be over by 4. And then you can be home by 5. You're like, okay, so maybe I can make dinner plans with my mother-in-law. And it's maybe there's traffic.
What are you talking? No. I think you're just dealing with some internal issues right there. Something's going on.
Internal issues.
Another thing, position players pitching. They did make that rule that you have to be, down or up by a certain amount of runs in a certain inning. And position players pitching is down from last year. It's at 0.587% as opposed to last year's 0.632%. Obviously last year teams were getting down by 6 runs in the 8th inning, and they would just bring in a position player because they just don't care. And MLB doesn't want that. And position players pitching, it's gone up so, exponentially in past years that it's just, I'm so glad this rule exists because it wasn't even a thing 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And now it's just insane. No, but we did get to see IKF pitch, so no complaints from me.
True. You mean the first rendition of Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah. So overall, do you still think baseball's new rules are working? Because before the season, I said I think I'm going to love all of them, and I think they're all going to work. So do you think?
Yeah, I completely think that they're working. I'm very excited and happy to see the way that it's come out so far. They've done the right thing. Time and time again, this season with Manfred before the season saying, like, hey, this pitch clock thing, it's going to be strict. And the umpires, I thought, were going to be very, oh, yeah, it's strict, but the first season, we'll give them, like, a second or two after that clock. Even in spring training, as soon as that clock hit 0, the umpires were out there stopping it. You know, they were very strict on everything.
It's been good.
It's been great, and it's helped the game of baseball, which is always, obviously, the most important part.
Yeah.
So, great job, baseball. Thank you so much for making the games a lot more entertaining. Round of applause.
Yeah. And now do you want to get over to some series previews and predictions for this week of games?
Yeah,
obviously, we had game 1s of series happen yesterday, but we won't take that into account. We're just going to run down the list of series that are happening this season, or what am I saying? This week. So you guys know what games are on. You guys know what games to watch, what you might want to watch, what you might not want to watch. And we're going to let you know who we think is going to win the series. So, Lewis, I'll start rattling them off.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll start with your favorite series of the week, Cincinnati at Baltimore. The Reds versus the Orioles. Who do you have winning that series? 3-game set.
I mean, the Orioles won game 1, I believe. And I think they will win game 2, but I'm hoping that it's more of a dogfight. So I'm going to go with the Orioles win the series.
Yeah, okay.
But give me an Ellie De La Cruz bomb onto Utah Street.
Yeah.
That's not the street name, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I also have Baltimore winning 2 out of 3 because I think the Reds might win tomorrow probably, the 3rd game of the series, or they'll win tonight because Andrew Abbott's on the mound, and Andrew Abbott has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, another series that started last night, the Brewers in Flushing against the Mets. The Brewers won game 1, 2-1. Like I said, the Mets blew the game again. Their bullpen blew it. That's what they do. Although their offense didn't really score anyway, but that's besides the point. Go on. Who do you think is going to win that series? I think the Brewers are going to take 2 of 3. I think the Mets will sneak one out.
Well, considering that it's a 4-game series, I'm going to go with a split.
Is it a 4-game series?
It is a 4-game series. Monday to Thursday.
Oh, you're right. It is a 4-game series. Then you know what? I'm going 3-1 Brewers because I think the only game they're going to win is Scherzer Day.
All right.
I'm going
split.
I was giving the Mets the benefit of the doubt. I was going to say, you know what? Maybe they'll take one. But now I think they'll take one, but it'll be the Scherzer Day. So it'll be the last game of the series. They'll avoid the sweep.
Yeah.
All right. So Braves hosting the Twins. Braves won game 1. Really great start from Spencer Strider. He did his thing against one of the worst offenses in baseball, who are in first place. Who do you got winning this one? 3-game set.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The Braves honestly should sweep.
I think Braves sweep too. Detroit at Texas. Tigers, Rangers. Tigers actually won game 1, 7-2.
Tigers dominated game 1.
It's a 4-game set too, but I think Rangers take the next 3.
I do want to agree with you that the Rangers take the next 3, but it would not surprise me if they split.
Okay.
It would not surprise me.
All right. White Sox Angels, 4-game series. What we got? Angels won game 1, like we said.
Yeah, I think Angels squeak out the series win there. I really hope that they do not start skidding. I need them to win this series.
I think split. Okay. I think they're going to split it 2-2.
I'm going 3-1.
Okay. Washington at Seattle. Nats in Seattle against the Mariners.
Seattle should sweep.
I think Seattle should sweep. Bottom of the barrel team in the Nationals. Got to sweep those series. Padres at the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I think, where's their City Connects tonight?
Yes, it is the 27th. Padres at Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
4 or 3 games?
Padres where their City Connects. It's a 3-game series.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
So am I. Padres just haven't been getting it started, and they're at home. They're gonna win. They have to win on City Connect night, so they have to win tonight. Although they're gonna have to beat Yu Darvish, but Dick Mountain's on the bump, so I'm not worried.
True.
And I have the Pirates winning the series 2-1. Prove me wrong, Pod. This is one of those things where I would love to be wrong because I want the Padres to heat up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see. The Giants up north in Toronto for a 3-game series.
Is it a 4-game or 3-game?
3-game.
3-game?
I got Blue Jays winning 2-1.
Really? I'm going to take the Giants 2-1.
I just think home field advantage for the Blue Jays could be big.
Yeah, but the Giants have been playing a very good brand of baseball lately.
They have, but Toronto.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
What's the next series?
In Boston, the Red Sox hosting the Miami Marlins. I have Marlins sweep because I'm biased.
I am also biased. Marlins sweep.
Always ride with the boys down south.
Always ride with the boys down south.
It's as simple as that.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Braxton Garrett pitches tomorrow, electric. Alcantara pitches tonight, and then it's Luzardo. Give me a good Sandy Alcantara start, Alcantara, whatever. Give me a good Sandy start, and they're going to sweep the series. Because Braxton Garrett, I have faith in him. Luzardo's been amazing this season, so.
Hell yeah, brother.
Give me that.
Yeah, feed it to me. I would love a Marlins sweep right here.
All right. Astros in St. Louis against the Cardinals. I have the Astros winning the series. Yeah. But not sweeping.
I think the Astros could sweep. St. Louis has been so overly disappointing that it would not surprise me if they did.
Fair enough. Phillies in Chicago playing the Cubs. I have Phillies winning 2-1 because both teams are have been really good recently. Mm-hmm. But I think the Phillies have more momentum, even though they're in Chicago. And yeah. I don't think the Cubs' top of their rotation is coming up right now. I don't think Stroman's pitching in this series. No. So I'm going to go with Phillies.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Phillies for the simple fact that the Cubs just were in an 8-hour time zone difference and flying back in.
5 hour, but yeah.
5 hour, my apologies. But
the Cubs do not have an announced starter for the series. For any game in the series, they don't have an announced starter. So.
Yeah, everyone's tired. They probably,
they're all tired.
I cannot blame them. Jet lag is a very real thing, so let's hope that let's just hope that they make it out of this series alive,
Yeah, this next one is Cleveland against a team we don't mention. I put don't care.
Yeah, I don't
because
care
both teams are in the AL Central, and I simply don't care.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I'll ride it out with I don't care.
Perfect. Dodgers-Rockies. I say Dodgers need to sweep the series, and they should.
Yeah, Dodgers need to sweep, and Mookie Betts needs to go off.
Okay. Kershaw pitches tonight, and then who else the Dodgers got? I think that young kid's pitching for the Dodgers. The kid they just called up, Sheenan.
Oh my!
I forgot.
God, they called him up. Really?
Sheenan. What do you mean they called him up? Really? He's made 3 starts already.
I thought that.
Or he's made 2 starts already, and he's given
I thought.
up.
Okay, time out. I thought that they called him up for 1 game. I did not know that he stayed up.
He's given up 2 runs in 2 career starts. His first start was against the Giants, and he had no hit. He gave up no hits through 7 innings. Or 6 innings. You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that they kept him up. The more you know. That's on me. Yeah, that's on me. That
is on you. That is very much on you, because he is a fun motherfucker to watch. Rays against Diamondbacks in Arizona, 3-game set. Who you got?
I wish that were a 4-game set. Yeah, give me the Rays. Take 2 out of 3.
I got D-backs taking 2 out of 3.
It breaks my heart to say it, but give me the Rays. The Rays are probably going to win 2 out of 3.
All right, well, agree to disagree. Yankees at Athletics. I think Yankees have to sweep. Again, bottom of the barrel team.
Desperately need a sweep.
Bottom of the barrel team. Yankees haven't been hot recently. They got to sweep.
Yeah, Yankees desperately need a sweep.
What else you got? What do you got? Anything else?
That's it. Shout out to all the rookies. We had another rookie Oriole make his debut, Jordan Westburg. He was very exciting to watch. I guess, I don't know if it were his friends or just some super fans that were sitting behind home plate. It was his friends.
Super fans.
Dude, they might have been the best part of his at-bats. It was great. Shout out to Jordan Westburg, who just in 5 years we'll be talking about, oh my god, the Baltimore Orioles have this core that all came up at the same time type of deal.
Yeah, he played second base last night, and he worked a walk in his first at-bat. It was pouring rain, and his friends were behind him, cheering him on for every second. It was amazing. It was just crazy support. That is support right there. And then he actually did get his first major league hit, too. So, got to dunk the single into left field, which you got to love it.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. And let's not forget, make sure that you are voting for the All-Star finalists. Yes. Do not let any Blue Jay not named Bo Bichette become an All-Star starter.
Yeah.
They do not deserve it.
All right. Foul.
It's true. It's true. So just make sure that you're voting for your All-Star, guys.
Yes, vote for your All-Stars. Thank you guys for watching.
You're losing it, man.
We will see you guys tomorrow. Let us know what you thought about what we talked about today. Can Shohei break that home run record? What do you think about baseball's new rules now that we're halfway through the season? And what you think about this week's series? Also, make sure to share, like, subscribe, follow the podcast, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Board.